Did you know one man fought in over 60 deadly sword duels and never lost a single one? No, this isn't a myth or a legend from some movie. This is the true story of Miyamoto Musashi, the most famous and feared samurai in Japanese history. To understand Musashi, you have to understand his world. We were talking about Japan at the end of the 16th century, a brutal age of constant war and chaos, where society was ruled by the edge of a blade. For a samurai, the code was simple: victory or death. There was no in-between. But Musashi wasn't born a hero or a nobleman. He was a ronin, a wanderer, an outsider with a burning desire to prove himself. Imagine this. At just 13 years old, he stepped into his very first duel against a seasoned warrior. And he didn't just survive, he won. From that day on, he never stopped fighting, never stopped pushing his limits. While other samurai were busy mastering the rigid, traditional styles of their schools, Musashi forged his own path. He trained alone in the wilderness, traveled across Japan on foot, and studied not just sword techniques, but the very essence of human nature itself. He understood fear, he understood doubt, and most importantly, he understood timing. His opponents often search for beauty and elegance in their combat forms. Musashi searched for one thing and one thing only: victory. It didn't have to be pretty, it just had to be decisive. Duel after duel, his name started to echo through the provinces. With each victory, his reputation grew, and so did the danger. He faced stronger enemies, faster enemies, and masters from the most prestigious schools in the land. But Musashi was a master of adaptation, and he always won. He even broke one of the most fundamental rules of samurai combat by fighting with two swords at once, the long katana and the shorter wakizashi. This revolutionary style became known as Niten Ichi-ryū, which translates to two heavens, one style. It was unpredictable, unconventional, and absolutely lethal. But his legend was truly cemented in his most famous duel on the shores of Ganryu Island. His opponent was Sasaki Kojiro, a man widely considered the greatest swordsman of his time, famous for his swallow-cut technique. True to his unorthodox nature, Musashi arrived late, deliberately. This simple act was a psychological blow, enraging his opponent. While Kojiro stood ready with his legendary longsword, Musashi showed up with a simple wooden sword he had carved from a boat oar on his way to the island. The duel began. One strike. It was over. Musashi had won. He proved that anger was not a weapon. Control was. It wasn't about the quality of the steel, but the quality of the mind behind it. Later in his life, Musashi finally set down his swords, but his mind never stopped working. He dedicated his final years to reflection and writing, pouring all his knowledge into a single masterpiece, the Book of Five Rings. This isn't just a book about sword fighting, it's a profound treatise on strategy, discipline, and the path to self-mastery. To this day, it's studied by military leaders, business executives, and anyone seeking a competitive edge in life. Miyamoto Musashi died peacefully in old age, undefeated. He was never a general, never a king, never a ruler of any land. He was simply a warrior who dedicated his entire existence to mastering both the sword and the mind. His life is a powerful reminder that true strength doesn't come from titles or armies, but from an unbreakable will and a relentless pursuit of perfection. So now you know the story of the man who became a legend, without ever losing a fight. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into history, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories of the world's greatest legends. See you in the next one.